The official 2023 season has concluded. Now we're in the postseason and all those things. And now is the time that teams can actually extend the 2021 draft class. Now, obviously, the 49ers will not be doing this currently because we're in the playoffs. But per the CBA, the collective bargaining agreement, teams can now enter into negotiations and extensions with the 2021 draft class. Now, this draft class for the 49ers is probably one of the most polarizing draft classes in the history of the Shanahan era. So I'll list off all the draft picks, and some will hurt, some will feel very good. And then we'll talk about I want to hear from Wayne. What is your list of order of extending these players, if there is any? That's what I want to talk about. So here's the draft, and it's good and bad. We trade up for Trey Lance in the first, didn't work out. Second round, trade back, Aaron Banks, worked out. Third round, traded up, Trey Sermon, didn't work. Third round, comp pick, Ambry Thomas. Fifth round, Jaylon Moore. Fifth round, Demo. Fifth round, Talanoa Hufanga. Sixth round, Elijah Mitchell. So my question to you, Wayne, what is your order of extending these players, if at all?
I'm looking at the list and I'm trying to figure out how many on this list are extendable. And it's a 3 to 4. If I was playing spades, man, I got three.
You got 4 starters out of this draft, which is crazy.
It's crazy, but did they become starters by default? That's another question too, right?
So
that you would
Banks
ask
is a starter.
Yeah.
Ambry Thomas, he's a nickel starter. Demo's a starter. Talanoa Hufanga's a starter.
Yeah.
Elijah Mitchell's backup.
Well,
Jaylon
he's a
Moore
starter.
backup.
It just so happens that you went and traded for Christian McCaffrey, which made him the backup. You know, and that's it. That's why I said 3 to 4. And so you got to extend Aaron Banks. I'm gonna put him in order, so just give me a second. But these are the 4. Number 2, Aaron Banks. I would say Deommodore, Lenoir, Talanoa, Hufanga, and then it's a toss-up between Ambry Thomas and Elijah Mitchell, right?
So you put Banks first.
No, I'm going to put Talanoa Hufanga first because he's the all-pro.
I think so, but the injury. So, I put this out on Twitter, and everybody's like, "Oh,
it's an injury," but he also is an all-pro.
But you got to let him come back and see how it goes, right? Because you don't extend.
Yeah, because you don't. I mean, you can extend him, but it doesn't have. I mean, what's the numbers? You know what I mean? The injury is going to hurt his contract, but the all-pro is going to help his contract. It's one of them weird things. But yeah, you got to put in the factors for the team that's going to benefit the team because he's coming back from an ACL. But any player in here could get injured. He just has the injury. Deommodore Lenoir would probably be my number. Is he replaceable? No.
I don't think so. He plays everything.
Right. So is he he'll be 2, and then Aaron Banks would be 3. So those are my 3 strong.
I agree completely.
Strongs, right? And then it's a toss-up between Ambry Thomas and Elijah Mitchell. Now, we drafted a bunch of cats.
I am not extending Elijah Mitchell for the life of me.
I got you, and I understand. Because you got Mason. I don't think you extend Ambry Thomas either. I think it's just 3 strongs, Eric Dane. I think it's 3 strongs. You let Ambry test free agency, and you offer him a contract.
Yeah, I'd like to keep Ambry. That's a guy I want to keep because he's played well. He's had 2 years of good play.
For sure.
But it doesn't mean he deserves top flight money. But if he wants to stay here on a value contract, that'd be huge.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, Aaron Banks has played his worst month of football. He's playing through a toe injury. So how much do you hold that against him? I don't know. But Aaron Banks hasn't been Aaron Banks.
He hasn't been Aaron Banks due to the injuries, though. So look, you ain't got many options on the offensive line. And when Aaron Banks is healthy and he's out there, he's pretty dominant on the left side.
But Feliciano's better than he is. Why not just roll forward with Feliciano?
Because you still need
Feliciano there and then Burford on the right side. That's
because
cheaper.
Aaron Banks is better than Burford.
Not this past month, but he is overall. I agree.
It's
I want
tough.
3. I like having 3 guards. It's been kind of fun just
I
rotating
think
them in
I
and out.
think the new swing guard position, I think that's something that Kyle Shanahan is going to start trending in the NFL. It's usually a tackle, and now you go get tackles, and now you have that one guard that can kind of swing and play center and things like that. But I see you guys having 4. I don't think you extend Elijah Mitchell, but I wouldn't be surprised if teams offer him a contract and he takes a contract with the Niners. That like the Niners probably, I mean, these guys are unrestricted. It's not like they're restricted. So if somebody offers him a contract, yeah. And I'm with Sonia. Like, I guarantee you he won't be injured on any other team in the NFL because he's going to get the opportunity to play.
There you go. There you go. I'm liking all these comments, and everybody's got their different stuff in there. I think it's fun and it's good. Jaylon Moore, he wants to come back on a 1-year vet minimum deal because let's just say we win the Super Bowl and Trent rides off in the sunset. I don't mind him being a backup option, but that's it. I don't think any plan for Jaylon Moore to be a starting left tackle is smart at all. But a backup left tackle, I'm perfect with that. I don't mind that at all. Do
I
you
mean, I
agree
guess
there?
the question is, with more reps and consistency with the offensive line, can he get there? And I don't know. I don't I'm drafting a tackle. I'm sorry. I'm drafting a sure thing. But like you said, if you don't extend Jaylon Moore though, right? Like you don't have to extend him.
No, I mean, yeah, you let him play out his
You
contract. And
let
so
him play
Elijah
out his
Mitchell, play out his
yeah.
contract. Jaylon
Oh,
Moore, play out his
there you
contract.
go.
Ambry Thomas, play out the
Play out his
contract.
contract. Yeah. And
Demo, Talanoa, and Banks are the only ones I would consider. And to be honest with you, I'm letting Banks play out his contract too. Demo and Talanoa are the only two I'm like, hey, if you'll take a Drake Greenlaw team friendly deal, we want you here.
I could dig it.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Real quick question here, Gammon. If Peters was the new Washington general manager, does Martin Mayhew come back?
That's a good question.
It players and coaches and personnel usually don't like to revert. Scangarello was about the only one, and that lasted like 3 months, and they kicked him out. Like, people want to grow, especially these young, ambitious times. Going back and regressing, usually not the way to go. I would be happy for Martin Mayhew to come back, but from his standpoint, you go build relationships somewhere else. You already got the Shanahan tree thing down. I would love to have him back, but I doubt that's going to take place. I would be happy for it, but for him, I don't see how that would be beneficial personally. I don't know. Maybe it would be. I don't know because you're still not
And
going
then
to
you
be GM.
and then you got to ask yourself. I mean, like, who will why does the Niners need anyone? I mean, look, at the end of the day, they'll probably promote within, right? And the assistant general manager position was created for Peters. Like, it was created for Peters. Like, it was a bump up in his pay grade with a new title because John Lynch was still here. And I honestly just want John Lynch to be the general manager, just like he's been, and the Niners to focus on other things, like Kyle Shanahan, get a fucking offensive coordinator, like do that. And I know that's never gonna happen, but that would be really cool. Like, does Kyle Shanahan trust anyone like he did Mike McDaniel?
Mike McDaniel wasn't the OC though either.
He wasn't, but he technically was the run game coordinator, like something.
At Slowick for 1 year, man.
Yeah,
That was it.
that was it.
I like Slowick gonna be a head coach. That dude's gonna be freaking interviewed for head coaching.
In a couple of seasons, he's gone.
Gosh, man. I mean, it's just if you know the Shanahan tree, it just works. RTP, what's up? He says, John, our secondary hasn't been this solid since I don't know how long.
That's the key.
And we got backups playing backups.
I mean, when Taylor Hawkins comes in and gets his first interception of his career, it's like, okay, this is a nice rotated safety position. Like whoever goes here is going to have an opportunity to make a play on a ball. And congratulations to Taylor Hawkins. But we saw that with Jair Brown, and we saw it when Talanoa Hufanga was starting. And, so I love the secondary, but you have to give credit to where it starts. And where it starts is with Steve Wilkes. You have to give him credit. And then the secondary coaches, your linebacker coaches, and then those coaches get the credit as well. But those players go out and they execute, man. And that's something really good. The secondary has been pretty good. Think about it. We've watched quarterbacks. To me, the pass rush is still the issue, but we've watched quarterbacks have 7 seconds to throw a goddamn ball. You mean to tell me our secondary was covered for 7 seconds and they didn't get a penalty flag?
Yeah.
That's how you know they got better.
The 49ers Rush Podcast.